We move on to our last anime of the evening, which is Daemons of the Shadow Realm, episode 7. Yudu has a flashback of when he was first the target of an assassination, and it was in the village when he was hunting with his dad, and he describes the feeling of the killing intent and how it felt when he stabbed the assailant as his dad shot him with an arrow.
In the neck.
So yeah, we can say here, technically Yudu didn't kill the guy. Yudu's dad killed the guy, and then he fell on Yudu's knife.
Yeah, I could see that.
The reason why I'm bringing this up, because I don't know if this is actually important, but Yudu hasn't killed anyone yet that we know of.
I mean, he definitely shot some people in the fucking face. Clipping people, yes, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if he killed them, though. He definitely, shot him with arrows and kneed him in the face, but I don't think he was killing them. And then same with the Kagemori attack of the Daemons. All of the people that they were interrogating were all from Yudu because he just shot him in the arm or shot him in the leg or something. He didn't actually kill anyone. So I don't know if this is important. I'm just bringing it up now just in case that Yudu's going to come out as like a killer or whatever, and it's going to be some point of animosity. I don't think he's actually killed someone, including this flashback where the guy falls on Yudu's knife after his dad shot him in the neck and killed him. But Yudu's dad is like, remember this feeling of someone trying to kill you. It will probably happen again. Then his dad just literally dumps this body off of a cliff and says, fear can get you killed, especially for hunters like them who fight against wild beasts. They camp out on the mountain, and his dad tells Yudu not to tell anyone at the village about the attack and to act normal when they get back to the village. They get back and everyone is like, damn, you guys didn't come back last night. And they're like, yeah, sucks to suck. But Granny is like, oh yeah, well there's blood on Yudu's shirt. And Yudu's dad is like, oh damn, must have been that rat we ate for dinner. Shit. Well, where's Asa? But Granny is suspicious. They go in and say hi to their mom and Asa, and Yudu's dad secretly tells their mom a secret, which I assume is that they were attacked. They don't actually say what was said between the two parents, but I'm assuming
Yuru and Asa are talking, so we hear Yuru and Asa. We don't hear the parents' little secret. What if he was like, I'm pregnant?
And then she has that horrified look like,
yeah, ew.
We better run from the village.
Yeah.
Yudu narrates that after that, his parents and Asa ran away from the village and left him. And the Asa he knew for 10 years was an imposter. And for 10 years, the people of the village lied to him, or so the real Asa claims.
So he was 6 years old when this happens. Or they were 6 years old, I should say, because they're twins. So, I mean, how many memories do you have from when you were 6? And when you were 16, were you like, oh shit, I remember all this stuff from right before, like, hanging out with my sister when I was 6. Asa and Yuru having 10 years apart in their formative years makes sense why Yuru is so distant with her now that he knows that he didn't interact with her for 10 years.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of what I did at 6. It probably wasn't stabbing assassins.
I can't think of what I did at 16 at this point. I'm ancient, Greg.
16. What is 16?
That was 24 years ago.
Is that freshman? Sophomore?
I don't remember shit. I remember getting hurt in high school really bad.
I bought a car.
Stick.
I had a $2,000 Saturn SC2 with the automatic seatbelts.
Hell yeah, dude.
The reason they took them out of cars is because they would always die. And obviously it's a safety hazard if your seatbelt doesn't fucking work.
Yeah, so cool.
I miss those old Saturns, to be honest. The ones that are like fully made out of plastic, and they had those commercials where you just like throw shopping carts into them and like your car would never get dented.
Yeah, they'll just bounce off. But then as soon as you get into like a real accident, you just turn into like a paper mache plane and like fly through your window.
The hood, the roof, and the trunk were all metal. But I think all of the other body panels were plastic. Yeah, I don't know what the safety rating was for like side impact. I never found out, which was probably good. I think it was 1991. Oh yeah, that's it, dude. 1991 Saturn SC2 2-door 5-speed manual. I miss that thing.
Yeah, my friend had one of these, but he had an automatic one.
The flip up headlights that fucking broke instantly.
Yeah.
You just had to always keep them up. They were basically like old Mazda Miatas.
Who owned Saturn?
GM always owned Saturn, but then they went out of business.
Which is weird because they tried to compete with the Japanese market with the Saturn SC, and that thing did not look like any Japanese cars in that era. Because, I mean, you had like the fucking 3000 GT, you had the 300Z. Those cars were so dope. Like,
Yeah.
I still want to buy a 300Z, man.
You can see it, right? In like the flip up
You can
headlights
see the inspiration.
and everything.
Yes. But the 300ZX was like such a dope fucking car.
Yeah. I like cars from that era because to me they showed
A lot of innovation.
yeah, and like nowadays cars just all look the same and they all fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like there's no
100%.
innovation anymore in the automotive industry, which is why I personally believe like US automotive manufacturers are on the back foot and why basically the Japanese, Koreans, and Chinese are kind of taking over the auto market because the US no longer has innovation when it comes to cars.
Yeah, I agree.
They're just following. They're just copying,
Yeah.
and it's completely obvious.
Yep. When I do potentially purchase a new car this summer, I want to get a 3.7 because those are so fucking cool.
I don't think you can get a 370 anymore. You have to get a used one.
Yeah, I would get it used.
It's just called a Z now, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about
Anyways,
cars.
let's go back to the fucking yeah, we could talk about cars later.
But it cuts back to the present, and Asa says she died once, and the Kagemoris took her and her parents in, but then her parents disappeared, and an assassin killed her, and then she gained the break power, and it's a power of a daemon that lives between the living and the dead. Asa recalls her encounter with the daemon while she's in purgatory, Yomotsu Hirasaka, and she recalls the legend. And the daemon says, "You can't come to this realm until you die. But humans who come here have two choices. They can die, or they can accept the daemon and get the break spell and return to the living. And if you can see something, you can just straight up break it, like break the head of a commander during war. It's easy." And I was just like, okay, so what the fuck is this, Death Note? You just need their name and then they die?
Yeah, you just have to be able to see them.
Yeah, if you see it, you can break it.
Yeah.
But in exchange, people will always come after you and you'll be in a living hell instead of a dead hell. And then you'll probably wish you were dead, but you'll be alive. And Asa is like, "I'm already in hell. My parents disappeared. Wait, did Yudu come by yet?" And the daemon says, "Don't know."
I have no fucking idea, lady. I'm the break guy.
Yeah.
Like, I thought we just talked about this. The seal guy is somewhere else. And she's like, sorry about that.
The daemon's like, "He'll go to Seal if he dies." And Asa's like, "I can't die. We left Yudu in the village, and I don't know if he's alive." But then flashback ends and it cuts to dead Asa and the assassins. And the assassins are like, hey, she's not coming back to life. We can't get the power of break.
Can we fix this, guys? Like, we fucked up.
And they're like, well, I guess we could always still get the power of Seal. But as they're arguing, Asa comes back to life and breaks her restraints and then breaks the assailants. I don't get this. Like, and I hope they explain it a little bit more, because is there like, I don't know, like a sweet spot? So they kidnapped Asa. They killed Asa. Now, like, once she comes back to life, is there just like a 30-second window to where they can like claim the daemon for themselves? Or like, what's like
No.
What's the point here?
What I imagine is they're fucking idiots. And they were like, all right, here's what we do. We know how to get break to exist. Now, once she wakes up, we'll convince her to work with us, and then we'll, like, become the leaders of this.
In what world would that fucking work?
It's stupid. It's not great decision-making.
Well, that's why I'm
think
trying
that's the
to
whole
give,
point.
like, the story a little bit, the benefit of the doubt.
Showing how idiotic those people were.
Okay.
They were trying to be like, oh, yeah, they can claim the break spell for themselves. No, they still need her to exist.
So, okay, if I'm understanding this correctly, they're basically like, okay, once someone has the break spell and once someone has the seal spell, then we'll just groom them and then...
Yes.
Okay, got it. Which also sounds stupid, but...
It is very dumb.
It's okay.
They didn't think it through. Obviously, now they're dead.
Yeah. So still during the flashback, Gabriel is flying around and finds Asa, and Gabby runs in to get her. And she's like, "Silly Asa, let us do the killing." And Asa is like, "I've chosen my path." And now her right eye is all glowy. So I like the fact that Gabby ran in and was like, holy shit, someone killed you and you came back to life. She's like, oh, silly Asa. Like, tricks are for kids. And then, like, they just go about their day. It's like, what the fuck?
Tricks are for me. Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
I think Gabby looking after her a little bit, making a joke of it, was unnecessary here because, like, yeah, Gabby seems to be, like, not good with her timing, but I don't think even Gabby, like, we've obviously seen Gabby get serious, and I don't think she would even right now do that. I feel like this was out of place, but that's me neither here nor there. It seems like weirdly timed jovial.
Maybe it'll come back at some point. Who knows?
Yeah.
It cuts back to the present, and Gabby goes back to her room and finds the Daemons that attacked her, and they turn back into little straw animals. And she's like, oh, they look like they were well maintained, and then she buries them. So now again, another piece of information that we don't really know what it means. So are Daemons actually just objects, and then they're empowered with, you know, whatever emotion or, you know, cursed energy or fucking something? Like, I don't know.
I don't really understand it, but I hope we get more information soon. Have you seen the next episode?
I have.
Okay. I won't ask.
It doesn't help, if that helps.
Okay, cool.
It's morning now, and Bald Guy and some worker dudes are cleaning up all the blood, but Dara rolls up and is like, hey, Kagemori clan, what's up? I'm here to pick up Yudu.
I'm here to pick up my son from daycare.
Jin gets a call, and he's like, hey, Dara is here for you. And they're like, oops, completely forgot about that, dude. But it would be good to hear both sides of the story. So Yudu asks if Dara can come to them, and Jin is like, sure. Asuma rolls up and is like, hey guys, what's going on? You guys really fucked up the mansion. And Jin is like, yeah, a bunch of Daemon users attacked, but you didn't even come to help.
We saw butterflies during the attack, by the way.
Yeah, obviously there's something going on here with this fucking dude because he's weird as shit. And Asuma was like, man, I was asleep. And Jin is like, even with your keen ass hearing? But then Hagure rolls up and is like, what the fuck happened? Oh, hey, Asa, you doing good? Oh, that's your brother? Cool. Basically how it played out.
Yeah. Yep.
They walk, and Hagure said he crashed after meeting his deadline and says there was a barrier around the mansion. And Jin is like, yeah, we don't know how they got in. They get outside, and Hagure is like, oh, Dad's home. And out comes the old man with Dara.
Before that happens, Jin, as they're walking by, says, oh, we'll interrogate the ones we captured because there are children around. And he's like, maybe I don't say tortured.
Yeah, as Yudu is literally shooting arrows into them. Like, oh, don't use the word torture. They're kids. Hey.
Yeah.
And you can't use Gabby as an excuse either because she's literally chomping heads of
people.
Villagers. Yeah. So, yeah. Cool, Jin. Cool guy.
Yep.
But Dara is with the old man, and they're like, oh, shit, you're Yudu. I'm Kagemori Gonzo, who is old man. Jin is like, the Tadera clan keep to themselves and are the liaisons between Higashi and the real world. So why is one here in enemy territory defenseless? And Wright is like, hey, yo, can the Daras and the Kagemoris get along? And Yudu is like, hell nah. Jin and Gonzo want to literally kill Dara right now. And Wright is like, damn, what did they do? Yudu is like, hey, Dara, Asa said if I die, I can get Seal. Why didn't you or Left or Right tell me? And Dara says he only knows the legend and not the details, but knowing you can die once and be fine makes it easier to act recklessly.
Also, he doesn't know if he has to walk a tightrope of skulls, which would probably suck. Because, like, what if you're like, I'm going to go get the seal, and then you're like, oh shit, this is a slippery skull, whoop, and then you just fucking fall off the bridge.
I think they kind of insinuate that here, where the next note is Right and Left are like, yeah, no guarantee you'll come back alive either. And they're like, remember how we said you were the first twins in 400 years? The last twins, one didn't come back alive. So yeah, maybe he did fall off the tightrope of skulls.
And that was fucking yakety sax starts playing, and he's like, I'm gonna go get Seal, guys. Fucking falls off.
Gonzo is like, well, this conversation is deep as shit. Let's go get some food. And then they all go to eat breakfast. And then that's how episode 7 ends.
I like this episode for giving us a little more information about Asa and Break, because like we get more, and it's just like the breadcrumbs of this show we're getting here and there throughout, with like showing the demons or the Daemons that are turned into the straw figurines. I mean, those are what like old toys used to be, right? Back not 500 years ago, but probably like 1500 years ago.
I mean, that's what old toys used to be back in Blade Runner 2049. You know, they had the wooden horse, and that was the item that Ryan Gosling had that thought that he was real because he knew about the horse or whatever.
Yeah, that movie was so good.
Am I doing it?
So good. You're doing it. I'm really proud of you.
I would say this is different than like Nippon Sangoku, where I feel like they have the breadcrumbs and then we can pick them up immediately. I feel like right now they're sprinkling breadcrumbs, but we don't know what to do with them yet.
Yes,
So
I agree.
it's kind of like let these breadcrumbs cook. And then hopefully later on in the series, we'll be able to put all of the pieces together.
Yes.
I'm going to be really sad if like in 2 or 3 episodes, they have like a little flashback thing and they put the breadcrumbs together for us. I feel like that's what's going to happen though.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
I'd agree. I think this show is a little trending towards the shonen style and more of the Full Metal Alchemist style, because like a lot of things in FMA were like shown. Like once they started putting everything together, you're like, oh wow, the twists and turns, but I'm still on rails. Like I don't think that there's a lot that you would get from rewatching FMA because you don't really meet, you know, the dad for a long time.
So FMA, I will say, I only watched the original. I haven't seen Brotherhood, but there's a handful of scenes that I remember about Full Metal Alchemist. And one of them is the scene with Rose. Rose was the darker skin, pink hair girl that was like in one of the villages that Edward and Al went through.
Pasty as hell in the 2009 version.
Is she?
Yeah.
But when they first meet her, you obviously like see her and they're like, high five, Rose, you're pretty cool. But I remember that later on in the story, oh yeah, in Brotherhood, she is white.
Yeah, but I think they whitewashed a lot of people in Brotherhood anyway.
I remember Rose as a character. And then I remember, and this is why I had to preface it, because I don't know if this actually happens in Brotherhood, but the boys meet Rose. They like high five and hang out and save her or something. I think that was the same village that dude, the alchemy killer guy that like holds your head and explodes it or whatever with the scar and the white hair. I can't remember his name. I think his name was probably Scar. Later on in the series, they revisit that town and then Rose has a kid with her, like a baby. And Ed is like, oh, fucking, you got a baby? And then, you know, he puts the 2 and 2 together that, okay, I believe that village was like occupied at a certain point in between where they first met Rose and then when they met Rose later on in the series. And then he puts 2 and 2 together that I don't think she had that baby by choice because that village was occupied and then soldiers did stuff. And I remember that because once Edward puts the 2 pieces together, he has that like look of horror on his face when he realizes like, oh shit, like fucking that's what happened, because like Rose wasn't all happy that she had a baby. And I don't like, that's like one example where I don't think they like spoon fed you that. Like you actually kind of had to put 2 and 2 together yourself, kind of like with Edward. And for some reason that scene just like lives in my brain rent free.
Like free?
Yeah. And I don't know why.
Maze Hughes being a prime example of like, did they show like a lot of what the military was doing like evil wise in the original FMA before King Bradley shows up? Like King Bradley's weird, but like everybody, you're assumed that the military is like pretty good to start.
Yeah, I mean, they're cool. You got Mustangs snapping fire everywhere and
dude fucking
having a
Mustangs
drinking contest and then not showing that he's drunk.
Armstrong is the best. Maze Hughes is the best.
And then Mustang and the blonde girl have this weird romantic tension.
I'm sure.
No.
I think in FMA, at Brotherhood, they do.
Oh, yeah. In the 2003 one, they don't. I don't think they even... I think they insinuate...
The 2003 anime stops, like, at episode, like, 13 of Brotherhood. The things happen really fast in Brotherhood.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, I've never seen Brotherhood, so I can only speak to the 2003 one. And you'll have to remember, that was like 26 years ago. So I also have to, like, recall these memories of this anime that I've watched, like, 2 decades ago, which is nuts to say out loud. But
yeah.
Anyway, breadcrumbs. That was the whole reason I brought that up. Hopefully...
Yes.
Daemons of the Shadow Realm does a better job where, you know, they sprinkled the breadcrumbs. Let us as viewers, like, put everything together.
Yeah.
I hope you don't do it for us and assume that I'm dumb.
I like learning. And I like being able to like analyze, and us, we definitely like to extrapolate information, like how when we watched The Summer Hikaru Died, how I'm equating 90% of that show as an allegory to being gay in Japan and how hard it is. And so that's fun. I like the analytics of that.
Yeah,
So.
I think having it as a conversation piece of the story is more interesting than just having it as a conversation piece of like, what was your favorite scene? What was your favorite character? Like, who do you want to be your waifu, right? Like
that stuff is what's getting boring for me for Marriage Toxin.
Don't like reduce the anime to that. Have it be something greater than that. I mean, unless if that's your intent, then I guess it's fucking whatever. They have a place. But yeah. So anyway, that's all we got for you guys today.
When you say that's all we've got for you, are you watching that dude that does survival or survivor analytics on YouTube?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because he says that at the end of his episodes. He's like, that's all I've got for you today. And
who is it?
Idled Out is his name.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, I've watched that in the past. And so when you say that, my brain goes, Idled Out.
Okay.
But either way, like, keep saying it. I enjoy it, Greg.
I only watch 3 things, and 2 of them are car related.
Hell yeah. Well, when I buy a Z and, I want to put a big old fat fucking supercharger in it, you'll know how to do it by then.
I believe
they come turbo.
Yeah. And you should keep the turbo 100%. Superchargers are like, number one, to put a supercharger on is pretty easy. But,
Greg, we have a show to finish. I was joking.
Okay. I was just going to go through the differences between turbos and superchargers and the installation of them. But yeah, we'll save it for another episode.
Yes.
So anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in to the Anime Book Club podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, anywhere you listen to podcasts at the Anime Book Club podcast, and you can find us online on the internet at theanimebookclub.com. Oh, you can find us on Instagram too. Sorry. Instagram.
Yeah. Yes.
Anime Book Club podcast. Check out Gamer Subs and use promo code DJ Montague at checkout for 10% off of your order, where you can get powdered, caffeinated beverages, powdered
and non-caffeinated,
uncaffeinated beverages, cans of carbonated beverages, soups, noodles, snacks, shirts, mouse pads, anything you need to fuel like a winner.
It is truly the new hookup skateboards of the future, and I love it.
It's actually probably like you could find a girlfriend there. Just gamersubs.gg and swipe left or swipe right. They got everything.
You can find a waifu. You can't.
You need a 300Z Gamersubs.
Anyways, the moral of the story, friends, I was going to say groom yourself and take care of yourself, but I've done that already. So I will say, make lists. I'm narrowing it down. I'm extrapolating. Okay, we're going in a new direction. We're following a new thread. Make lists. Lists are very good for keeping your mental health and your order of operations in check. I have severe ADHD, and I make lists all the time. It helps so goddamn much. Like, on my list, right after this, I'm going to go do a workout. And then I'm going to go to Winco Foods and then get meal prep stuff so I can cook more food for me to eat so I could live my life and lose weight. Lists. They help you a lot. It'd be better.
You don't have to hold everything in your brain.
Oh, yeah, that's the... Oh, God, thank you, Greg. Way to go. Yeah.
If you try to do that, you're bound to forget something. Your brain can only hold so much, and it's just going to leak out, and that's how you kind of forget to do stuff or buy something.
Dude.
You can take that thought out of your brain and then put it on a list so there's room for other things in your brain to do. Lists are great. I mean, there's times where I'm like literally laying in bed. I'm like, oh, all right, time to go to sleep. And I was like, oh shit, there's this thing I want to do. And then I'll have the thought like, should I just get up and do it? But I'm just like, nah, I'll just write it down so then I can like get it out of my brain. I'm not worried about trying to remember it in the morning. I can just literally look at my phone and be like, oh, okay, there's this thing I got to do in the morning that I wanted to do last night. And then you don't have to worry about it. That way you can focus on sleeping, on recharging, and not struggling to try and remember something while you're asleep so you can do it in the morning.
Yep, 100%. Thank you so much, friends, for hanging out with us today. Anything you want to say on the exit, Greg?
We got nothing else. That was it. Now it's time for DJ Montague.
No, it's time for you. No, you say goodbye.
It's time for DJ Montague to say goodbye.
I'm going to say goodbye and then you say goodbye. Deal?
Goodbye.
Not doing it now. Thank you, friends, for checking out the Anime Book Club podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
And if you don't want to miss the next one, follow us on the socials where we announce new episodes, content, and other cool stuff. You can also check out our anime list with our rankings and follow along with what we're currently watching and what we have watched in the past.
All the links are in the description. See you in the next one. Bye!